Wednesday night rivalry presented by Coors Light continues from the Mile High City. Time now for the Honda starting goaltenders. It's a battle of number twos here tonight. For the LA Kings, it's young Martin Jones, who sprung on the scene in a big way by winning his first 8 games. Their team defense is number 1. 16-year veteran, 36 years of age, Jean-Sebastien Giguère for Colorado. He won his last start on February 8th, a 5-2 win on Long Island. Their team defense is number 14. And we welcome you back inside Pepsi Center. A good look at Patrick Roy, who's had a remarkable first season as an NHL coach. Colorado going from dead last in the National Hockey League last season to one of the best right now, securing the 3rd and final playoff spot in their division. And for Daryl Sutter, a little bit of a struggle prior to the Olympics. Only 2 victories in their last 11. And Drew, I think he likes the way they're playing, but scoring goals is an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. I talked to Daryl Sutter this morning. He was pleased with the way they play, especially defensively. And Daryl's always loved that heavy defensive side of the game, but he needs these guys, his big guys that he counts on, to start putting the puck in the net.
Game number 59 for Colorado. Game number 60 for Los Angeles. John Mitchell, Jarrett Stoll on the draw. Sit back and enjoy this one. Wednesday night rivalry, game number 2, presented by Coors Light, as Los Angeles is offside and we get our first break.
One of the things that the Los Angeles Kings talked about, Daryl Sutter talked about, he wants these guys to get off to a good start and go with short shifts. He said it's something interesting, John. He wants the guys to be just as good at the end of the shift as they were at the start.
And it's a back-to-back for LA. They will play at Calgary tomorrow. They will come home and play Carolina on Saturday. Colorado will see Phoenix here on Friday night. Slava Voinov paired with the veteran Robin Regehr. Dustin Brown, the King captain, broken up by John Mitchell. Martin Jones lets it go for Regehr. Now it's played by Voinov, who represented Russia in the Olympics. Through center ice, intended for Dwight King, as Brown was taken down off the play, and now he has control in the center zone. He's run in too hard by Colorado's John Mitchell.
That's an area, John, that Patrick Roy worked on during the break. As soon as the team's got back to practice, he wants better gap control, less space for the opposition team in the neutral zone.
They've had amazing consistency for a young team. Tyler Toffoli's shot blocked by Jan Hejda. Along the boards now, Andrzej Kopitar. Now Toffoli working it back for Drew Doughty. 4 goals in 6 games at the Olympics. And now Nick Holden gets after it along with the prized rookie Nathan MacKinnon. Jake Muzzin with a shot answered by Giguère. And it's controlled here by Colorado's Gabe Landeskog and out to center ice. Both teams changing on the go. Paul Stastny along the boards now. Kopitar coming back. And Muzzin will start for the Kings deep in their own zone. Jeff Carter had 5 points in the Olympics, including a hat trick, as he emerged as one of Team Canada's best players. Matt Duchene in control, leading Colorado with 50 points, denied by Doughty. Ryan O'Reilly had it, lost it, and now the Kings recoil. Doughty moves it back for Willie Mitchell. A little cautious start here, Drew, at the outset.
Yeah, I thought the teams would come out a little bit more jump, but you know, it's not surprising. They've been off for a while, so they'll try to feel each other out.
Now Tanner Pearson, one of 3 players elevated from the American Hockey League. The Manchester Monarchs. Here's Carter with a shot answered by Giguère. He gave up a rebound, and Matt Green will try and keep it deep for the Kings.
Carter, nice job there, working his stick to try to get the shot off, even though he's getting a little bit of a hook.
Ryan Wilson now will start deep in his own zone. Colorado has 7 defensemen dressed tonight, Drew. And that's something that Patrick Roy likes to go to.
Yeah, he doesn't mind that at all. He was talking about how he would use them this afternoon.
Gabriel Landeskog over the line, coming up on Regehr. His shot wide of Jones. Loose this way. It's Trevor Lewis out to center ice. Approaching Jan Hejda. He'll get it deep. Corey Saric, who's missed the last 13 with a back injury, took a heavy hit from Jordan Nolan. Now Muzzin moving up. Nolan drops it back for Lyndon Vay. It's broken up. They carry out to center ice. Marc-Andre Cliche. The pass for Hejda. His shot. And Doughty and then Jones got a piece of it. And Los Angeles will survive.
And Jan Hejda jumping up into play. Another thing Patrick Roy talked about this morning. He wants his D moving their feet and supporting the play offensively. Jan Hejda, great job there.
Colorado has won 5 of their last 7 prior to the Olympics. Now Regehr Long for Dwight King. John Mitchell comes calling. Broken up by Robin Regehr out of the corner. Regehr now will move it this way. Along the boards now, getting to it is Jarrett Stoll. Pass intended for Dustin Brown. It comes all the way back. Nate Gennon with a pass, unattainable. We see Martin Jones field it deep in his own zone, but icing is called here.
The Avalanche have terrific speed, and they're great on the transition. On the rush, go wide. Late guy coming in on the wide side with a man driving the net. That's Jan Hejda going to the net. I think it was Bordeleau who was driving towards the net there with the great chance by Jan Hejda. So that's what you want to see from Patrick Roy's point of view. Wants his D jumping up, and he wants pressure toward the big LA Kings goaltender, Martin Jones.
Colorado has won 37 games of their 58, and 19 of those here at home. 19-7-3.
They are a lethal team, John, when they score first.
Through the center ice area. Pass intended that time, and getting after it here is Paul Stastny, played by Matt Green. Justin Williams, who's been dormant in terms of goal scoring, out the center. He's not alone. Toffoli at the line. Kopitar was offside. Now it's moved here by Justin Williams. A tough angle. Shut down by Giguère and mopped right out in front. Mopped up by Paul Stastny, who clears it all the way down to Martin Jones.
And a close on the rebound chance for Andrei Kopitar, and that's kind of been the story for the LA Kings. Doing the right things, but just a split second from missing that second shot opportunity, that rebound, that deflection.
Ryan O'Reilly all the way across, denied by Willie Mitchell. He'll play it off a stick. Out to center ice, it's Jeff Carter, denied by Andre Benoit. You see the Avalanche now recoil. Flung this way for Andre Benoit, one of many players signed as a free agent during the summer, and it's paying dividends for Colorado. Now out of the corner, broken up here by Duchesne. Little dance taken down by Matt Green. O'Reilly out in front. Off Willie Mitchell and frozen by Martin Jones. Let's go to Drew Emenda now for Inside the Glass, presented by Capital One.
The best rookie in the game today is number 29, Nathan MacKinnon. He said that the game's a little bit easier, believe it or not, to play in the NHL. I asked him why. He said, well, because in my draft year, everybody asked me about when I was getting drafted, and in the Memorial Cup, it got real silly. He said, here, if the Avalanche, all we worry about is winning. And that's a great thing. He said, all I have to do is tie my skates and tape my stick. And John, when he does that, he's pretty important to this Avalanche team.
Well, he's over 20 goals, over 20 assists. He leads the rookies in the National Hockey League in many different departments. And I guess, Drew, when you look at him, it's his poise for his age. That's absolutely incredible.
And I like the fact that we saw him this morning, John, out way early before practice, trying to get better, working on his shot. That's what I love about a guy like Nathan MacKinnon. He continues to work on his craft. Still
at the age of 18. Now Mitchell. One-timer by Wilson, denied by Martin Jones, and no further play. Download the NBC Sports Live Extra app to watch the game live on your phone or tablet. The NBC Sports Live Extra app on NBCSports.com/liveextra and NHL.com.
And you notice that the teams are turning the lines over real quick. There's a lot of quick changes, a lot of short shifts. Very lively Avalanche bench, and as usual, Daryl Sutter bench, very stoic, very composed.
On the boards now, fed along by Paul Stastny. It comes all the way back. Regehr now attempting to move it by Stastny, back out to center ice. Justin Williams moving up on Jan Hejda. Kopitar faking, delaying, circling the wagon, centering one, blocked by Paul Stastny. Now Kopitar inside for Tyler Toffoli. In support is Justin Williams, taken off it by Nick Holden. They wheel a cycle. Kopitar in control, diagonally across. Robin Regehr with a shot. He scores! Robin Regehr had the game winner in overtime in their last game before the break, and he starts the scoring tonight here in Denver.
I think that went off of Nathan MacKinnon. John, the young rookie, came out to block the shot, and I think it just deflects off the pad as the play goes, cycles up high. It's a quick wrister, and I think it just banks off of McKinnon's pants and goes short side. It moved. Well, gee, from that angle, it looked, it kind of just went straight in, but with the way that Nathan MacKinnon came off the ice, he looked rather disappointed. And Robin Regehr, 2 goals in two straight games. And Andrei Kopitar just looked at me and said straight in, and I looked at it now, and I think, yeah, John, that went straight in.
So he scored the overtime winner against Columbus in the last game before the break. First overtime winner he's had in his career. 3rd goal of the season for the veteran defenseman Robin Regehr. Los Angeles off on the right foot. Out of the corner now. Ryan O'Reilly. Jeff Carter leaves it for Mike Richards. Denied here. Good play by Corey Sarich and back out to center. Duchesne over the line. P.A. Parento now. Matt Duchesne shakes free of Pearson. Sets up O'Reilly. Off the goal post. Now Benoit with a shot. Caught off by Jones. He'll freeze. Colorado comes storming back as we have a slight disturbance around young Martin Jones. Robin Regehr makes it 1-0. LA. Wednesday night rivalry presented by Coors Light continues from Denver. Good look at Ryan O'Reilly, who's hit the crossbar after Robin Regehr has given Los Angeles an early 1-0 lead. This is the third and final meeting. They've split the first two. LA winning in a shootout. Now they play along the boards. Drew Doughty. Tied up by Colorado's Marc-Andre Cliche. Ryan Wilson, Patrick Bordeleau right out in front with a blue and out. Looking for Gabriel Landeskog, who's double shifting on this line, Drew.
A couple of good bounce back shifts for the Colorado Avalanche after the goal was scored against them. They really come back hard against the LA Kings.
Well, Drew, this will be interesting. It's a battle of wills. You know, strong defense, as you pointed out, but lots of speed, and we'll see if Colorado can push the pace.
Yeah, what's gonna win the day, really, when you look at it? The heaviness of the game of the Los Angeles Kings or the speed of the Colorado Avalanche?
Drew Doughty. Trevor Lewis to the outside. Wide of Giguère, top of your screen. Jamie McGinn out to center. Laid here by Trevor Lewis. Skate to stick. A good play by Lyndon Vey. Given a bump by Jan Hayes. They jockey along the boards. Vey now will get it deep. Giguère leaves it there for John Mitchell. The veteran will crank it up. Mitchell swiftly out to center ice. Poked off his stick. They had it, lost it, and now Trevor Lewis will get it deep.
And Trevor Lewis worked really hard to get back in the neutral zone to get above the play.
In the center zone, Slava Voinov for Los Angeles. Left there by Jordan Nolan. He'll hunt it down. Ahead of Nick Holden. It comes back. They go D to D. Voinov in control. A quick up. Jeff Carter's in. Delays to the outside off the stick of Andre Benoit. Mike Richards with a shot high of J.S. Giguère. Now Green with a bit, kicked out with a purpose by Giguère. Parento springs Duchesne. Here he comes. Great sweep check by Willie Mitchell.
It had to be because Duchesne was gone through the middle. You're splitting the D with that terrific speed.
Puck is loose. O'Reilly, 50-50 battle, gets it back. Gennon moves it. Parento now in neutral ice will swing it back. P.A. Parento, Ryan O'Reilly steps in. He'll fish it along after taking a hit from Matt Green. Kopitar. Now Toffoli turns it over to Ryan O'Reilly. He'll get it deep. Parento down low, centers one. Off the stick of Willie Mitchell. LA escapes harm and out to center they go. With back pressure by O'Reilly. LA's changing. Here comes Wilson. His shot denied by Martin Jones.
Patrick Roy really on his guys to quick change.
Nathan McKinnon shot blocked by Jake Muzzin. And the Kings get it out. Anze Kopitar floats it out in front. Just out of the reach of Tyler Toffoli. A loose puck. Tyson Barrie for the Avalanche will swing it back. Good pressure by Anze Kopitar on him. Nathan McKinnon off the boards. First overall pick this past June, and now attempting the reverse is Regehr, a steal. They circle Landeskog. Hayda, a miss hit. Back of the goal, Stastny off a body off Jones, and a penalty is called out in front.
Well, the Colorado Avalanche look like they just want to attack the net away from the play as much as they can, away from the puck as much as they can. They want to put pressure on the big D of the LA Kings. Right here, Robin Regehr, a little cross-check in the back. There's no doubt about that one. And the power play gets going for the Colorado Avalanche. During that little stretch, John, as the Avalanche were changing, as they're coming off the ice, they weren't coming off the ice fast enough. Patrick Roy was on his guys. Let's get things going. He wants them off the ice as quickly as possible so they can get more guys on.
Power play brought to you by Snickers, as we see. Colorado tied for 15th in that regard. The LA Kings are a top 10 team on the kill. Now Barrie retreats in the center zone. Andre Benoit, Paul Stastny. Over the line, it's Nathan McKinnon. He'll pull up. It's puck skills that time by Barrie. It's broken up by Jarrett Stoll. He'll clear it all the way back in the Avalanche zone. Shots are 5-3 Los Angeles. Robin Regehr has the game's only goal. John Forsland, Drew Remenda is inside the glass here at Pepsi Center as the Avalanche are offside.
Well, it is rivalry night. I think as this game progresses, we will see more and more of this. And you're seeing the pace of the game start to pick up. You're seeing the looks back and forth between the bench and some words being exchanged now as guys are going to start amping up their emotions.
I pointed out earlier, the final game of this season series, they meet 3 times. You take a look at the regular season series over the years. And Colorado in the last 9. How about that? 6-1-2.
Yeah, that's impressive right there. A couple of epic playoff matches between the two clubs.
And it's including a couple of Colorado teams that have struggled. LA being a premier team, of course, winning the Stanley Cup in 2012. Now it's loose. Doughty stole off the boards and again all the way back out.
And that's a nice play by Doughty. Isn't that just a little bump out into the face-off circle with terrific support by Jared Stoll? That's calm and poised with the puck on the penalty kill.
Patrick Waugh, new group on the ice. Second unit comes out as it comes back for Parenteau. Nick Holden going wide. Parenteau looks it over, guarded by Richards. They swing it down low, Duchesne. To the goal crease, denied by Martin Jones. Hack and whack time, no goal.
Boy, did they jam the net, the Colorado Avalanche. And our first look is going to be in the Wendy's RoboCam. Terrific view as Matt Duchesne just going to take it to the net, try to play tough, but now everybody's just going to swarm. Now everybody's celebrating, but it looks like the puck stays out. Martin Jones does an outstanding job with his legs. Now this will go obviously to the Situation Room. They'll have a look at it. They'll want to know what the call is on the ice. Ryan O'Reilly celebrating. There's the celebration. Right now, they are talking his play is under review. Patrick Waugh came and got a quick explanation on what was happening and why they called it no goal.
Eric Furlot is talking to that Situation Room, working the game tonight with Dean Morton. That's Dean talking to Patrick Bordeleau.
Patrick Bordeleau talking about the fact that when he was cross-checked in the net, he was getting a warning from Dean Morton about being too close to the goaltender. He was wanting to get clarification about where I can stand and where I can't stand.
All right, Drew, we'll take another look and we'll see if we can see the puck. Did it completely cross the line?
That's key. Great positioning really here by Eric Furlat. The jam, the puck's in the air. And I don't think it went in the net at all. It's going to pop up in the air and it stays down into the pads. I don't think it ever crosses the line.
Here's the call.
One for the review. The puck never crossed the goal line. Therefore, there's no goal.
Terrific, really terrific call by the referee in perfect position. Now, Daryl Sutter asking why isn't the face-off? Why is the face-off inside? Right. The face-off's inside because it was just basically a stoppage in play, no goal. And it wasn't, the puck didn't cross the line. It wasn't like it was a goal that went in and it was goalie interference. It was simply just no goal.
Face-off won back by O'Reilly. Holden point to point. Parenteau, Matt Duchesne. Duchesne now works it down the wall. He has McGinn. Holden out in front off the goal post. Ryan O'Reilly. Duchesne again. McGinn with a shot off Matt Green. Moved by Willie Mitchell. Held in by Colorado's Nick Holden. Now Duchesne, a tight turn on Mitchell. To the point, Parenteau. Going wide again is Holden. Now Parenteau, tough time finding the handle. Duchesne, McGinn, Holden, O'Reilly, he scores! Ryan O'Reilly has tied it.
One of the keys to a good power play are puck movement and player movement. Stress out the penalty killers. Terrific puck movement. Fantastic player movement, interchanging, forcing the players for the LA Kings on the penalty kill to go down, to make a move, to open up some lanes, open up some space. A fortunate bounce, but right on the stick of Ryan O'Reilly, and that was a really nice looking power play. It was quick, it was crisp, it was intense. It put the pressure on the LA Kings and didn't let go.
And that's something Colorado worked at a great deal this morning during the morning skate.
Yeah, very interesting. Right off the bat, I've never seen that from a coach before. Before the line rushes or anything, Patrick Waugh went to a power play penalty kill scrimmage.
Ryan O'Reilly, 22nd goal of the season from Nick Holden. Jamie McGinn. Icing is called here. We'll swing it back.
Ryan O'Reilly was right there at the right place. He was just waiting. He was sitting back. But there's puck goes to one side, goes back to the middle. One touch passes off the skate right back to O'Reilly. That puck went high, to the side, to the middle, back down to the wide guy. Nick Holden jumping in to Ryan O'Reilly. That's everybody touching the puck for a great power play goal, John.
2 years ago, he made this team as a second-round pick as an 18-year-old. Ryan O'Reilly, a career best, 22nd goal of the season. John Mitchell and Jarrett Stoll on the draw. 8:17 left in this first period. Now Bordeleau. Off Jake Muzzin. Top of your screen, it's Tyson Barrie. Patrick Bordeleau hands it off. Dwight King now will move it as the Kings attempt to get it out of their own zone. Jake Muzzin shovels out to center ice. Stoll had it, lost it, broken up by Cody McLeod. And they set it up again. Ryan Wilson. Bordeleau. At the line, it's Mitchell. The man free, possibly McLeod, but it's covered up by Martin Jones. Ryan O'Reilly on the power play as we have a slight disturbance. The boys will think about it, and that'll be it. So O'Reilly gets the power play goal, which has tied this Wednesday night rivalry here in the Mile High City. Colorado's Patrick Waugh with Drew Emenda when we come back. Welcome back to Denver. Let's get down to Drew now for Edward Jones FaceTime with Colorado's Patrick Waugh.
Patrick, do you like how your team bounced back after the goal scored against you?
No, I'm very happy. I mean, I thought that was a bit of bad luck. There was no reason for us to panic and just to stay calm. And I thought we need to simplify around the net, put more pucks at the net, and basically that's what we did. I mean, we just tried to push the puck, put the puck on net, and then Ryan picked up that loose puck and then score a nice goal.
Thanks very much.
Your pleasure.
Well, Drew, it's an important word. We hear it a lot. It's simple. It's used by everybody in this game. Mike Richards lost his edge, gets back up, makes a play, but it's broken up here by Colorado's Matt Duchene, and away he goes. Good hustle by Tanner Pearson coming back. Now it's carried by Parenteau through the goal crease. Pearson now for Los Angeles, back out to center. Nate Gennon in control. Rink Whiting for Ryan O'Reilly, who gets it deep.
Well, you can talk about simplify your game, north-south hockey, whatever you want to say, shoot first mentality, but every coach, as you said, John, preaches keep it simple.
Along the boards, cut off by the Kings, Andrej Kopitar. What a story he was, along with his Slovenian teammates at the Olympics.
Very proud of his teammates, very proud of the performance they put in Sochi.
And because of that, they hope more rinks are built and more kids play this wonderful game. Now McKinnon without his stick. The Avalanche get it back out to center ice. You're looking at Gabriel Landeskog, the former first-round pick. He'll get it deep. Drew Doughty reverses by Muzzin. Tyler Toffoli now will move it back to the center ice area. Drew Doughty on the attack for Los Angeles. Nathan McKinnon back in his own zone as the Avalanche regroup. See the time left in period one. Robin Regeer, Ryan O'Reilly have traded goals. Billy Mitchell now move it back. Matt Green. This is Trevor Lewis. At his side, Jordan Nolan. Tyson Barrie does a good job, and he's having an excellent season for Patrick Waugh. Barrie now will move it. Ryan Wilson pinching down the wall was LA's Matt Green. It deflects out of play, and we get a stoppage. 5:56 left to go in period one. From the Mile High City, we're deadlocked at 1. As we come back, let's take a look at tonight's Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. The youth of Colorado, Gabriel Landeskog right now, most points since January 1, and how about Nathan McKinnon? As those two young players hunting down in the midst of some great company.
Yeah, but that's the big key, isn't it, John? Really, Phil Kessel, John Tavares, Ryan Getzlaf, and Claude Giroux. That's some elite company, but elite players like Nathan McKinnon and Gabriel Landeskog just starting out in their career, they've already reached that level of play.
Both have point streaks coming in. Landeskog 9 consecutive games, McKinnon 8. Trevor Lewis now moves it back. Lyndon Vay. They hinge ahead in the person of Willie Mitchell. Cross corner dump in, getting to it is Jan Hejda. Forechecking for the Kings, Trevor Lewis. Played here by Patrick Bordeleau, a steal by Lyndon Vay. He'll swing it across. Lewis to the outside of Jan Heda.
Patrick Bordeleau took a shot from Jordan Nolan there, and he's hampered a little bit with that left leg.
Lewis now grinding along the board, stood up by the veteran Jan Heda. Nolan with a shot blocked on the way through. Combination that time of Bordeleau and Paul Stastny. Bordeleau takes a run at Jordan Nolan.
Jordan Nolan straightening his helmet, and he's having a few words with the referee as he's coming off the ice.
On a line change, Dustin Brown denied easily by J.S. Shiger as it goes out of play.
Well, Jordan Nolan finished a check on Patrick Bordeleau, and as Bordeleau tried to escape, he kind of got caught with the leg. Now here's the return favor. Well, that's certainly Jordan Nolan has a case there.
Right.
Because it looks like that Patrick Bordeleau definitely jumped elbow to the head. I would think that's a missed one by the referee. It's the leap that is the headshot, really, when you look at that.
No doubt about it. Under 5 minutes left in period one.
Jordan Nolan good reaction. Come on, he just mentioned it to the referee, and you know how hockey players mention things to referees, but after that, he's perfectly calm on the bench and relaxed. He's not flustered by it.
We saw Jordan's dad earlier tonight. First game of this doubleheader. Buffalo Sabres.
Big influence on his career.
At the point now. Fed along by Regehr. Moved by Andre Benoit. Dustin Brown for the Kings on a cycle. Dwight King fanning on it. Jarrett Stoll. It's loose in the high slot. And it's carried out here by Jamie McGinn. He'll scale it by Voinov. Good look at Robin Regehr for Slava Voinov, who starts from his own end. Colorado drops off in good position in the center zone as we approach the 16-minute mark of period one. Now Mike Richards will wrist it deep. Held up by Shiger. Top of your screen, Richards for the Kings now will go inside. Getting to it here is Tyler Toffoli grinding along the boards. He'll get it deep. Now it's played by Ryan Wilson, hampered a bit. A good job by Tanner Pearson as Doughty sends it wide. Parento by the sprawling Muzzin out to center. Duchesne losing control. Matt Duchesne gets it back. Riley was offside, so they tag up. Duchesne now over the line. Parento for Matt Duchesne. Working young Tanner Pearson, holding onto that puck. Out in front, they score! What a play by Duchesne! And the finish by P.A. Parento. 2-1, Colorado.
You described it perfectly, John. It was a heck of a play by Matt Duchesne. Patience and keeping the puck, the poise, making sure everybody gets on back on side. And a nice little exchange, a little give and go, keeping it down low. A little change of pace, strong down low. We talked about that with Matt Duchesne. The biggest change to his game is being able to be stronger down low, to use his strength as well as his speed. And what a good job with a heavy stick by P.A. Parento going to the net. Heavy stick, knowing that all he's got to do is get it down on the ice, and Duchesne's going to hit him with the pass.
It'll be the 11th goal of the season for P.A. Parento, his first in 11 games. Play comes to a halt. Look at a penalty in the corner here as Colorado aggressively went after it. But Los Angeles will get a power play.
Gabriel Landeskog, I do believe, going to the penalty box. He's going to get 2 for holding. Not what you want to do after you score. You've got all the momentum. You see the hand off the stick, grabs right away. Matt Green tries to shake it off. Referee right there to make the call. The power play for the LA Kings has been struggling. 2 for their last 39. If there's ever a time for them to get it on track, now's the time.
They are 29th overall, 22nd on the road.
And you look at the guys that are out there with Kopitar and Carter and Doughty, and you got Richards coming out and Williams. They should be better.
At the line, denied easily by Nate Gennon. Doughty gets there ahead of John Mitchell. He'll move it back. Drew Doughty, Slava Voinov, who has the pucks, and he will man the point along with Doughty as it's played offside at the Colorado blue line. NHL revealed a season like no other gives you unprecedented access to the NHL's top stars on and off the ice. From the outdoor games through the Olympics, a new episode tomorrow at 10 Eastern on NBCSN. Off the face-off now, flung out of the zone that time by Cody McLeod. And the Kings now will peel back and start again. Jake Muzzin. There's the puck out to center ice. Richards at the line again. They were out of sync, so they tag up. And that allows Colorado a chance to kill more time.
Daryl Sutter wants his guys to get the play and execute. Right now, they're not executing with the puck, and he's been talking to his guys and sending Davis Payne back to talk to his defense to go back to what you talked about, John. Simplify.
Puck broken up by John Mitchell. Lost his footing. Angled off the boards by Jarrett Stoll. Gained here by Jan Hejda from well out. Sealed off by Martin Jones. Los Angeles down to 38 seconds on this power play. Jeff Carter. He'll throw it in on Giguère, who plays it ahead of that icing line off the glass. Cliche was acquired from LA off waivers by Colorado. It comes all the way back. Final push for the Kings. Drew Doughty. There's the puck out. 18 seconds left in the power play. O'Reilly is back off the boards. Duchesne has open ice. Matt Duchesne settles it down. A fancy move, but he forks it wide.
Puck was bouncing a little bit on him.
In center zone to Foley. Jeff Carter. Carter throws it across for Doughty. Off the boards. Carter again. Out of the box is Landeskog. Jeff Carter back for Voynov. This way for Drew Doughty. He'll settle it down. A wrister off the goalpost. Played by Slava Voynov. It was by Carter. Under a minute left in period one. Toffoli out in front. Broken up by O'Reilly and back out. Colorado has 8 shots and the 2 goals. The go-ahead goal by P.A. Parento. Kings so far with 7. In the center ice area, Nolan moving up. Dropping it back for Lyndon Bay. Jordan Nolan in the corner. Ryan Wilson for Colorado. Here's Paul Stastny, top of your screen. Knocked down by Tyson Barrie. He'll get it out. 25 seconds left in period 1. Matt Green. Chipped along by Bay. Now Trevor Lewis at his side. Nolan run into by Ryan Wilson. Wilson strong on it. And away goes McKinnon. He's separated from it by Matt Green.
Well, one of the things that Patrick Roy worked on, as we talked about, was gap control in the neutral zone. His defense have done an excellent job staying up and taking the speed of the LA Kings away.
Coming up, we'll have the Lexus Intermission Report with Russ Taylor, Keith Jones, Anson Carter. Here's what's on the docket. The golden touch of Matt Duchesne and an overtime thriller in Buffalo tonight and in Montreal.
What a game in Buffalo. Holy mackerel.
That was unreal.
Unbelievable. What a finishing goal. That's how you win it, with style.
So 2 late wins. One in regulation last night by Buffalo. And then tonight over Boston. Now McGinn moving it wide of Martin Jones. And that'll do it here in period 1. So after Robin Regehr scored first, the Colorado Avalanche get 2 on Martin Jones. Ryan O'Reilly on the power play. And then P.A. Parento set up beautifully by Matt Duchesne. First period in the books. Pepsi Center here in Denver. And the Colorado Avalanche have a 2-1 lead over the Los Angeles Kings as you enjoy Wednesday night rivalry presented by Coors Light. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Lexus and their pursuit of perfection. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer. Yes, we bring you back inside Pepsi Center here in Denver. Wednesday night rivalry presented by Coors Light. Good look at Matt Duchesne. Let's get inside the glass presented by Toyota. Drew Remenda.
Matt Duchesne was absolutely brilliant in that first period. Played a little bit over 6 minutes, and what he did with those 6 minutes was absolutely spectacular. The use of his speed, a little dipsy-do move, trying one-on-one with Voynov, and then sets up the shot from O'Reilly off the post, and then the beautiful goal using his strength down low, turns, fires, puts it right on the tape of P.A. Parento. Talked to Matt Duchesne this morning, and he said one thing he's really worked on this summer, and he works with guys like Sidney Crosby in the summer when they work with the same training. He's worked on his down low play, tries to mimic the way that Crosby plays, and that was a little bit of Crosby-esque moves down when the goal he set up with P.A. Parento.
We start this second period. Both of these teams have the third and final playoff spot right now in their respective divisions as Martin Jones handles that chance. Brian Wilson's chance is blocked, and now a breakaway for Dustin Brown, who moves it wide of J.S. Giguere. Dustin Brown out of the corner. Centers one. They score! Jarrett Stoll right on the spot, and the Kings have tied it.
A big start for the Los Angeles Kings in the second period. Dustin Brown gets the breakaway because he blocks his shot, but he hasn't been scoring. In fact, all the big guys have had trouble scoring. But what do? They stay with it, the LA Kings, and then Jarrett Stoll jumps in, slides in, finds that empty ice, that empty space, stick down the ice, and a beautiful pass from Dustin Brown. He forced the decision. He forced the decision from Ryan Wilson. Starts to go towards the net. That brings Wilson out from in front, and that opened the space for Jarrett Stoll.
So Jarrett Stoll, who does so many of the intangibles for the Los Angeles Kings, gets a huge goal here at the outset of period 2 to give them some life and energy as we kick off the middle frame.
Exactly what you don't want to give up if you're the Colorado Avalanche, and exactly what you need if you're the LA Kings. Your big guys are having trouble scoring, so you look to other guys. Where's that secondary scoring coming from? And guys like Jarrett Stoll always seem to step up when they need them.
Dustin Brown, Dwight King get the helpers on the goal by Stoll, his 7th at 24 seconds. Nick Holden in control now for Colorado. Jake Muzzin moves it for Justin Williams. The Kings attempt to get it deep. Good look there at Gabriel Landeskog. A reverse for Nathan MacKinnon, taken off it by Williams. Muzzin. His shot denied by MacKinnon, and now Paul Stastny will move it back. Penalty upcoming here, delayed whistle. Giguere on his way to the bench. So Giguere gets off the ice. The extra skater comes out for Colorado as they get it deep. Now in possession are the Kings. So they go down a man.
It's a high stick coming up. I think they're checking up. They're checking up on Nathan MacKinnon, whether he is cut or bleeding. It doesn't look like he is. He just gave the thumbs up sign. Justin Williams going to the bench, the penalty box. They're looking for it as the second time now we've seen it. Colorado scored a goal, then they took a penalty, and now the Kings scored a goal and took a penalty. This is the tail end. You just missed Nathan MacKinnon just getting popped in the visor. That's why he wears the visor. That's why you have him in the game now. And the Avalanche have already scored on a power play, John. This is a very good-looking power play.
We go to work now. The goal came from Ryan O'Reilly, finishing off just a beautiful passing play. Comes out to center ice. McGinn, who had an assist on that goal, wheels it back. P.A. Parento finished off a beautiful play by Matt Duchene in period 1. He carried the puck out to neutral ice. He'll scale it behind Martin Jones. He'll freeze, get a face-off in his own zone.
One thing that is really noticeable with the Avalanche power play is how aggressive Nick Holden is. He was instrumental in that goal on the power play to O'Reilly. And Holden jumps in, gets down low. He always gets to the goal line all the time to keep the puck down low and keep the pressure on the Kings.
He's another one of those quiet free agents. Only 7 NHL games before this season. This is 32nd of this season. He's been a mainstay after making the team in training camp.
Doesn't it amaze you, John, the young players, they come up and how they play?
Exactly. Jeff Carter, shorthanded out in front, looking for Mike Richards. And it springs out to the center zone. Matt Duchene lays it across. O'Reilly with a shot wide. Parento at the point. Moves it along. Inside it goes for O'Reilly, and now Duchene let it go back for P.A. Parento. A wrister, blocker down by Jones. Played here by Nick Holden. Duchene now from the half boards, moving it by Mitchell. Playing catch with O'Reilly. Matt Green for the Kings, looking for Jeff Carter. Gets it by Nick Holden. Parento attempting to trap the zone, and the Avalanche now recoil. McGinn. Move it hard around. Andre Benoit to an open corner. McGinn off of Willie Mitchell. It stays in play. Now Matt Green has a man. It's Jeff Carter. The puck is rolling. He's got it. Shut down by Giguere.
Yeah, the puck just got away from him, John. As you mentioned, it started to roll. And Jeff Carter was at the end of his shift, didn't have much as far as legs went, and finally tracked it down, but too close. Good work by the Kings just to jump out, and what a heads-up play by Matt Green just to push it up to Jeff Carter. But you see, Jeff didn't have much left. J.S. Giguere played that beautifully.
Giguere From the point, Jaguar makes the save, and the shot taken that time by Slava Voinov.
Go back to this, guys, on this breakaway, and you look at the play on the clear, and then it's just too close for Jeff Carter. He's got really no option because the puck rolled. He finally gets it just outside of the crease, and J.S. Jaguar gets that pad down. J.S. Jaguar always been great at getting from post to post and being able to get those big pads down to the ice.
Tyson Barrie, now Landeskog. Winning portion of the power play, Gabriel Landeskog, and a good save by Martin Jones. Second shot on that power play by Colorado. That one from Gabriel Landeskog. Now Nathan MacKinnon. Andrei Kopitar for Robin Regehr, who started the scoring for the Kings. It's chipped along by Trevor Lewis. Benoit reverses. Good play here by Tyson Barrie. He takes a hit from Dwight King, and the Avalanche now gain the zone. Landeskog throws on the brakes. MacKinnon in back of the goal. Defended by LA's Jake Muzzin. To the outside, stopping and starting, young Nathan MacKinnon. Paul Stastny is after it. It's broken up. Dumped out to center ice by Stoll. And a lead here for Dustin Brown, taken down by Jan Hejda. Paul Stastny chip it out to neutral ice. And the Kings now regroup. Just over 4 minutes gone in the second period. John Forsland along with Drew Remenda, who's inside the glass here at Pepsi Center in Denver. Drew Doughty, the backside of the goal. Dwight King now moves it all the way back. Play it along. King now gets it ahead of John Mitchell. Corey Saric, stiff jolt from Dustin Brown. And scrum along the boards, it pops out. Fended off by Jaguar. It's loose. Nolan with a shot. Jaguar possibly got a piece of it.
And this is the board work of the LA Kings. They're heavy down low. They're tough to play against. And this is how they want to play the rest of this game.
John Mitchell now move it back. Hejda through the center zone. Icing is called here against Colorado. Take a look at the Western Conference standings presented by Longhorn Steakhouse. You take a look at the Central, Pacific, Colorado, LA right now. That's the third and final playoff spot in each division. And of course now a heated race for the wild card.
When you think about the Colorado Avalanche, they finished last year 15th in the Western Conference. And now they're solid in a playoff spot. But they didn't take it for granted this morning when you were talking to them about it. They know that this is a very serious, well, a little less than second half of the season.
And they have an interesting schedule down the stretch. They play a lot of the top teams. They can be considered one of those too, but they're young. Now through a maze out in front, it's knocked down. Tanner Pearson wheels it along here for Jeff Carter. Punched by Regehr, knocked down by Nate Gennon. Tanner Pearson broken up. The back check by Jamie McGinn. Out to neutral ice, it's John Mitchell for Colorado, elevating that puck into the crowd, and we get a stoppage. Since January 1st, we'll take a look at the record here for Patrick Roy and his team right behind Pittsburgh. An amazing record again for a young team that's only lost 3 in a row once this season.
Talked to Jamie McGinn this morning, and he told me that the fans here expect a playoff berth, especially with Patrick Roy coming behind the bench and off to the start that the Colorado Avalanche got off to this year. The fans are expecting that they will be in the postseason, and the players know that and feel a little bit of that pressure. That's good for a young team, though.
It is, and you know, Drew, when you were talking to Daryl Sutter this morning, he talked about the leadership of Roy as a player, a goaltender, which is a little bit unusual as that shot deflects out of play, and he says that's why he's had success at this level.
Yeah, and it's really interesting, too, when you look at the way that Daryl Sutter talked about Patrick Roy. He stressed his leadership abilities, but he mentioned with Patrick Roy that leadership, but his support of the players has really helped him push the younger players. It's interesting when you listen to Patrick Roy, he talks about how proud he is of guys like Nathan MacKinnon, how they developed into their defensive game as well as their offensive game, and how resilient guys like Gabriel Landeskog and some of the other younger players are. So it's interesting when you listen to Patrick Roy, he's very much a player's coach.
Colorado on the attack. Stastny with a shot. It leaks through, and it's covered up by Martin Jones.
Oh. And a fortunate situation. Nathan MacKinnon taken down by Jarrett Stoll. He's on that rebound. He's going to score. And the Colorado Avalanche are looking for a hooking penalty. Watch Jarrett Stoll's hook come up here. Right there. Now that's a good back check play by Jarrett Stoll. He comes back and takes his man. But the Colorado Avalanche bench was yelling for a hooking penalty to the Kings forward. But what a reaction by Martin Jones to find that puck.
Martin Jones was busy during the Olympic break. In the American Hockey League, he went 5-1-1, honing his skills. Landeskog had his stick lifted by Williams. Out they come. You're looking at Justin Williams moving up on Andre Benoit. He'll dust it off a few times. Hold on to it. A nice move. Williams on the attack. Winding it up. Kopitar. His shot glances wide. A tip by Toffoli. Along the boards now. Kopitar comes together with Landeskog. Out of the corner, Williams. Pinned a bit by Landeskog as we see it from ice level. Kopitar one more time. Anze Kopitar holding on to it. Willie Mitchell at the point. A tip. Shagir hangs on right off the stick of Justin Williams. 13:25 left to go in the second period. It came early, and the goal belongs to Jarrett Stoll. Wednesday night rivalry presented by Coors Light. Every match, every week. The Premier League is on NBC Sports this weekend. League-leading Chelsea looks to score valuable points against Fulham. Premier League coverage begins Saturday morning at 9:30 Eastern on NBCSN.
John Sebastian Giguère came to the bench, sensing that his team maybe has lost a little bit of the momentum, and was on his guys saying, "Let's go, guys. Let's get it going, guys." It could be an injury down here.
It's a King. And it's Jordan Nolan right in front of his own bench.
He just missed the check. He came all the way across the ice, and he just missed the check and slammed hard into the boards. The entire King bench jumped up right away. Trainer was right on top of it. He was already on top of the bench when he saw Jordan come across. He was coming across hard to finish the check, and he didn't catch anything but the boards. This is not going to be pretty. He's coming over hard. Jordan Nolan comes across, just catches, just misses, and slams hard into the boards. Looks like his left shoulder goes in. You see just kind of quick skates right there, and boom, he's got nothing but the boards to deal with. That's a hard way to get in.
We saw up under his own power. Daryl Sutter now adjusting.
And let's not forget, Patrick Bordeleau took a shot at Jordan Nolan and did hit him in the head. He leapt into the check and popped his head hard with an elbow and into the boards. And so add those two up, and that's going to sit you down for a couple of minutes at least.
Faceoff will be, as we see, in the Los Angeles zone off the draw. Voinov, Jeff Carter, coming off a 5-point performance in the Olympics with a hat trick. Now a steal by O'Reilly, fanning on it, and the Kings get to it in the person of Slava Voinov. Mike Richards getting a pass from Carter. Looking for Tanner Pearson, and now Corey Saric. Fling it ahead. Arantos on the gallop ahead of Voinov, finished off. Carter back in his own zone, winds it back out. 12:40 left in period 2, deadlocked at 2. And the penalty here against Los Angeles is Jeff Carter taking down Matt Duchene.
Now there's nobody in white that likes that call. And everybody in red. Jeff Carter, gotta be careful here though. Just take the 2. Sometimes you just have to bite your tongue and get in there. We'll have a look at it. Yeah, I could make an argument definitely for Jeff Carter on that one. That's why they don't like the call. A couple of sheepish looks over here. The Colorado Avalanche bench too going, yeah, we'll take it.
They go back to work on their power play. Carter for holding at 7:23 off the draw. Stastny. Pass by Tyson Barrie. Paul Stastny. Landeskog, Barrie. Andre Benoit. Tyson Barrie off a stick wide. Mopped up by Green, not out. Barrie one more time along the boards now. It's Paul Stastny. Tyson Barrie backhand to forehand, guarded by Jarrett Stoll. Paul Stastny feathers inside for Nathan MacKinnon. Stastny again walking the line is Barrie. Here's Stastny. Benoit encumbered by the pass. Now Tyson Barrie will settle it down. Look it over. The shot had eyes. It went high. Out of the corner. Nathan MacKinnon grinding for Colorado. It pops out as we see. Broken stick. Stoll's down. Desperation, he can't get it out. Shot wide by Barrie. Now McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon. Inside it goes. Stoll still without a stick. Now it's Barrie. Top of the ring. McKinnon blocked. Good block by Green. This way Landeskog.
I think Jared's hurt too. He's laboring out there.
Landeskog off a body, off Willie Mitchell, and out of play.
Jared Stoll coming to the bench. He is bent over. He went down to block a shot. He was in desperation mode after his stick broke. And all the pressure came from the LA Kings, or to the LA Kings from the Avalanche. Stastny right there. Everybody's jumping on the puck. And now you know you've got that chance. Good chance for Barrie, who jumped in. There's the stick just disintegrating, splitting in half. And the ensuing melee.
39 seconds left in this power play. Nick Holden, P.A. Parento. Up ice pressure by Trevor Lewis. Holden. They gain the zone. Duchesne. O'Reilly out in front. They score! Tic-tac-toe. It's Jamie McGinn. 3-2 Colorado.
Nate Gennon just looked over at his guys and went, wow, this is quite a play by the Colorado Avalanche. Again, Matt Duchesne starts it off. Beautiful pass and wonderful finish. That is a beautiful passing play. What happens? You drive the middle lane when you get the chance, and then you finish it off with a beauty. It is Jamie McGinn with a great lead from Matt Duchesne.
What a season he's having. 15 goals for Jamie McGinn. Brings a lot of power to the attack.
Jamie is a big kid. He plays fast, he hits, and he's got that scoring touch.
He has a goal and an assist tonight. Both of those scoring plays on the power play. 3-2 Avalanche. Anze Kopitar. See if the Kings can answer back. Jan Hejda, a steal. We almost get a scoring chance out of this, and back of the goal. Stastny ahead now for a diving Kopitar. Back out, it's Gabriel Landeskog. Moving up on Drew Doughty. Defended well by Doughty. It goes deep. McKinnon has control. Nathan McKinnon. Corey Sarich with a shot caught by Martin Jones. No further play.
Now Matt Duchesne has used that Olympic experience to his advantage in the start of this game. In the first couple of periods, he is the most dominant player. A nice play set up by Matt Duchesne. A three-way passing play finished off by Jamie McGinn, but Matt Duchesne leads the team in points in the season, and he's leading his team tonight. Something he said that he learned how to win at the Olympics, and he's trying to put that into practice in this first game back.
Just absorbing that atmosphere, being around all of those great world-class players for a player at his age, continuing to develop. He's the top point producer for this team. Still only 23. Now it goes deep. Mitchell given a shove that time by Mike Richards. You see it up close. John Mitchell out of the reach of Andre Benoit. Now a foot race. Jeff Carter gets after it. Good play by John Mitchell coming all the way back. Pearson now for Los Angeles. Broken up by Benoit. McGinn for Nate Gennon. Indirect pass chopped along by Matt Green. It goes out of play. 9:53 left to go in the second period. The Colorado Avalanche with a 3-2 lead. Right now the difference-making goal belongs to Jamie McGinn. Welcome back to Denver. Let's send it down to Drew now for Edward Jones FaceTime with LA's Daryl Sutter.
Daryl, do you like your team's game in this second period progress?
Well, we scored a goal to get back into it, but we haven't been very good along those little yellow boards there.
How do you get that part of your game
That's
back?
a competing battle level. Very simple.
Thanks, Daryl.
Yeah.
Looking to ratchet up that battle level. We'll see how that transpires as Martin Jones will just slow it down. 9:44 left, second period. John Forsland, Drew Remenda inside the glass. 3-2 Colorado.
The one thing about Daryl Sutter, what he said was simple. right? That's a compete level. One thing you can always control, John, one thing Daryl Sutter's preached all the time in his coaching career, you can always control how hard you work, how hard you battle, how willing you are to engage in the game. He wants more of that from his team.
Robin Regeer and Dwight King. Chipped along by Dustin Brown. He looks back to make a play. He's given a shove by Ryan Wilson. Brown working hard along the boards. Now they grind a bit of a cycle. Jarrett Stoll scored early in the second period to tie it. Tie broken by Jamie McGinn. Barry gets room. Here's McGinn panning on it as he was coming late in back of Tyson Barry.
Avalanche bench is screaming, John, shoot. As soon as they cross the blue line, they want the puck going to the net.
From long range, Giguère handles that one from Dustin Brown. Luckily for Colorado, P.A. Parento got back on that one. Here's O'Reilly. Broken up at the L.A. defense. Jake Muzzin. Through the center zone, Williams had it, lost it. Now the Avalanche. They gain the zone. Parento. Jake Muzzin. Drew Doughty. Play it along the boards. Move it for Justin Williams. Here's Tyler Toffoli. Leaving it for Williams. Now the Kings have it again. It's Muzzin from well out. Denied by Giguère. It stays in play. Toffoli in support on Jake Kopitar. Peppered from behind by O'Reilly. Toffoli shot blocked by Parento, and it squirts out. LA coming back. Willie Mitchell now tries to sidestep Nathan MacKinnon. He'll bounce it in off the side of the goal, but icing is called here.
There's just not a lot of time when you get the puck and you start moving. The Avalanche are quick on top. If the LA Kings have the puck, and the same thing is true in the Kings side. As soon as anybody gets the puck, the pressure is there. So you've got to make your decision very quick. And both coaching staffs talking to their team about moving the puck quickly.
And Drew, we had a chance to see Jordan Nolan back on the LA bench, so that's good.
Yeah, it is good to see him back on the bench. Big kid, tough kid. He's coming back for a big hit. Just missed, but he's been checked out. He's fine. And they need his big body in this game.
Toffoli now away from Corey Saric. Back out. MacKinnon tries to walk in. He does. Shut down by Martin Jones. Wow.
That kid is... This is something special. This is a kid, first year of the National Hockey League. Check this out. Look how he stays with the puck, finds it in his legs, and then is able to get the shot off. That's the talent of Nathan MacKinnon. That's why Daryl Sutter talked about Nathan MacKinnon not getting enough recognition. He's probably going to score 30 goals this year. That's an exceptional young talent right there. Elite.
22 goals in his first season so far. Benoit. Gabriel Landeskog inside for Nathan MacKinnon again. Broken up by Robin Regeer. Regeer stays with it. Gets a little help from point off, and out they come. Long pass for Tanner Pearson. Pearson over the line. Corey Saric defending for Colorado. A loose puck as we see. Mike Richards gets on the attack for the Kings. Lays it back. A chip by Carter. Played outside the stripe by Regeer. They recoil.
Jordan Nolan coming back on the ice. There he is.
On cue, and it goes high. You called it. You can really weave your magic down there, Drew.
It was
You're amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty easy to say. You see when you saw Jordan Nolan, he just waited and waited and then hit that gap with perfect timing. Nice pass as well.
Here he is again, Nolan. Along the boards. Right up by Saric. A good look at Trevor Lewis. Off a body. As Marc-Andre Cliche got back, a steal by Nolan. Good save. Giguère moves him back of the goal. Lyndon Bay moves it along for Trevor Lewis. They grind a cycle here. Lewis rotates with Jordan Nolan. Trading places with Lyndon Bay. Nolan from his knees. Wheels it back. Stolen by Saric. The Avalanche survive. They get it out. Colorado in the midst of a line change. The Kings will also comply. Here's Dwight King moving up on Nate Gennon. King going down, keeps it deep. Top of your screen, Jarrett Stoll. Played outside the line by Drew Doughty. Paired on defense with Jake Muzzin. Muzzin takes a hit, a heavy one from Patrick Bordelot. Now a steal, blocker saved by Giguère, and a penalty is called here. Out to center, it'll go against Los Angeles. We'll tell you about it when we come back. We'll see it as we go to break. 5:58 left to go in the second period. The King captain doesn't like it. You're watching Wednesday Night Rivalry presented by Coors Light. They have fought for country at the Olympics. Now they return and fight for the cup. The Coors Light NHL Stadium Series. Penguins Blackhawks from Soldier Field in Chicago Saturday, 8 Eastern on NBC.
Two of the best teams in the National Hockey League. Dustin Brown in the penalty box for goalie interference. Really no doubt about this penalty. And you know what Dustin Brown was trying to do? Trying to rattle the cages. J.S. Giguère to get his team back into it. The big penalty kill for the Kings.
And Colorado, 2 out of 3, Drew, with the power plays. It comes back out. O'Reilly wheeled back. And controls Matt Duchene. 2 points tonight. Moving up on Willie Mitchell. A loose puck. White King will kill some time early. Wheel it all the way down to Jean-Sébastien Giguère. 5:35 left to go in the second period. 3-2 Colorado. Out to center, you're looking at Matt Duchene. This way it's Ryan O'Reilly. Sealed off by Mitchell. Duchene sends it back for Parenteau. P.A. Parenteau, a backhand dish. Duchene all the way across, encumbering Nick Holden, and it springs back.
Nick Holden was jumping in. The pass was behind him.
Now Parenteau at the line. Moves it across. Broken up easily by Drew Doughty. Salt away some seconds here with 1:09 left on this power play. Nick Holden lost his edge, and now Parenteau will start from his own zone. Duchene in full flight. At the line. Defended by Regeer. Matt Duchene, inside it goes Landeskog. McKinnon moves it back for Tyson Barrie. Indirect pass for Nathan McKinnon. He'll set it up. Broken up nicely by Drew Doughty. Mike Richards moves it all the way down to Giguère. You see the time left on this Colorado power play, late in period 2. Gabriel Landeskog, Colorado's captain, taken down, stays with it. Barrie at the point, walks the line. They turn, Stastny, down low, McKinnon! He scores! Andre Benoit was able to sneak in. As it ricocheted around, it's another power play goal. 4-2 Colorado.
Is there a lesson to be learned here if you're the LA Kings? Stay out of the penalty box. High-low play. Little walk along the goal line. Then drop it down quickly, try to go to the post. And a nice play just driving towards the net. Nathan McKinnon makes it all happen. Change direction, go high-low, slap it towards the net, and it just bounces off of Benoit. Healthy rebound. Willie Mitchell's got to play this as a 2-on-1. He does the right thing, lets the goalie handle Nathan McKinnon. But Benoit, the fortunate man at the right place. That's why you go to the net. You go to the net because good things will happen usually on the offensive side. Making sure that the puck didn't go in off of a hand or kick.
Or the kick, Drew.
Let's
Dean
have a look.
Morton will take a look at it, and so will we. Go ahead.
Is it a kick? Is it a kicking motion? Or is it off the hand? We'll have one more look at it. Nice play by McKinnon. That's off of, that looks like it to me on Willie Mitchell. What'd you think, John?
Well, Mitchell was right there. We'll get another look here.
This is going to be a better look for
it. It has to be distinct, as we know. There it is.
Well, that one's tougher to see.
How about that?
Andre Benoit got it. I think this is going to be a good goal.
Dean Morton has had enough of the Situation Room. Here's the interpretation. There you go.
I think, well, right now they've got Andre Benoit having the goal. Now, he jumped up into play, and you saw the D really supporting offensively, but we need to look at this one more time if we get a chance, guys. I think maybe this went off of Willie Mitchell.
So you think it never got to Benoit at all?
I don't think it got to Benoit, but maybe I'm wrong.
Right. You've never been wrong.
Not that I'm going to admit anyway, John.
Of course not. Now back of the goal. Dustin Brown holding on to it. Along the boards. Stays in play, and it's forked all the way back in the LA zone. Drew Doughty. Under 4 minutes left in the second period. Andre Benoit picks up the goal from Nathan McKinnon and Paul Stastny at 15:42. And that has extended the point streak now for young Nathan McKinnon. 9 consecutive games, 12 points. Out of the corner. Little pin here by Anze Kopitar. Inside it goes Dustin Brown. Brown recoils. Protects that puck. Kopitar gets chased. Sealed off by John Mitchell. Loose puck as we see. Held in by Voinov. Justin Williams with a shot. Jaguar got a piece of it. Wrap chance. Kopitar out in front. They score! Anze Kopitar. Right place, right time. And the Kings are within one.
That is a huge goal for the LA Kings. 4-2 lead for the Colorado Avalanche. They had all the momentum. But who else but Anze Kopitar? Knocks the puck down in front, uses that big reach and big body, just comes back, centers it, gets a fortunate bounce, but then after the puck is bouncing, he gets it off his skate and has the poise. Here's the reach, here's the big body, there's the poise, finishing it off. That's a big goal, and Anze Kopitar, as usual, steps up offensively for the Kings.
Very interesting game here tonight. 17 minutes gone in the second period. Kopitar from Justin Williams and Slava Voinov. The 18th goal of the season for LA's number 11. 16:49 is the time of that one. Kopitar now wheels it back. Regier to Foley. Hampered a bit by Nate Gennin. And he set it up again. Regier for Williams. Off the boards. O'Reilly back on to Foley. Kopitar goes off in a line change, but got it deep. Nate Gennin for Colorado. Looking for P.A. Parento. Back out to center. A steal by Jordan Nolan. He'll steer it right back in the zone. Lyndon Vay. Young player out in front. Nolan. Muzzin. His shot blocked. Off a maze in front of Jaguar. Now Parento. Wheels it this way. O'Reilly. Checked by Trevor Lewis. It's dug out by Lyndon Vay, and it comes all the way back. 2 minutes flat left in the second period. John Forsland along with Drew Emenda. Inside the glass. Pepsi Center, Denver. Third and final meeting. McGinn off the stick of Muzzin in the screen and out.
Let's go back to the goal on Anze Kopitar. Coming into this game, he had 7 points in his last 8 NHL games. This is Anze Kopitar. Goes to the net, deflects the puck, knocks it down. Use that big reach, tries to go around the net, gets a fortunate bounce right back to his foot. But look at the poise. You know, that's why these guys play that soccer before the game, John. You know,
right.
They'll warm up using their feet, get that little soccer, keep the ball in the air. That's because you can take it off your foot, get it back to your stick, and easily put it in the net if you've got the hands and the poise and calm demeanor of Anze Kopitar.
And that's a big man, too. Lots of strength.
He's a horse out there, isn't he?
He is.
It's amazing.
Now Richards. Lays it back out to center. His dad, of course, the coach of the Slovenian Olympic team, out of the corner. Landeskog broken up by Matt Green. His shot blocked in front by Nick Holden. Stastny. Good work by Tanner Pearson. Getting back to it that time. Paul Stastny loose in back of the goal. Jeff Carter lays it along for Mike Richards. Stastny again for Colorado. The Avalanche are hemmed in. Good work by Los Angeles. Here's Richards. Richards now to the outside. Out in front, they score! Jeff Carter, set up by Mike Richards, and we're tied.
Oh, the LA Kings don't score goals, John.
I guess not.
They got 4 now, though. They've been struggling scoring goals going into the break, but now they've got 4 on the board, and it's from every line. Good work down low. Good work, and what did Daryl Sutter say? That little yellow area along the boards. Good board work, good front work by Carter. This one goes straight in. Turn, shoot. Oh, Jeff Carter, what a
Nice
great
tip,
deflection by Jeff Gray. Yeah, isn't that ever? Johnny, that's a great tip, as you called it. Terrific job by Jeff Carter getting in front. His first goal in 8 games. 9 games, I should say. So that's a big comeback by the Kings. Did you think 8 goals tonight?
Wow. No.
No.
No, I did not have that in our forecasting. Now without the lid, Jaguar makes the save off Jarrett Stoll. A penalty forthcoming against Colorado. 48 seconds left in the period. Voinov will settle it down again. Stoll for Kopitar. Now they walk it. Back it goes. Anze Kopitar. Robin Regier. Kopitar calling for it. Inside for Stoll. Jarrett Stoll. Anze Kopitar. 6 skaters out. Voinov. Here it comes. Blocked. LA goes to the power play. 25 and a fraction left in the second period.
What a change in this game late in this period. Absolutely amazing. Kings tie it. Now they come back looking for the go-ahead penalty as Dwight King goes to the net. Cody McLeod surpasses the 100 penalty minute mark. His sixth time in his career. Patrick Roy not happy. He was on the bench. He's been on the bench for the last couple of minutes telling his guys just to calm down. We'll be fine in our zone. Use good sticks and good positioning. But his team right now is seeing their 2-goal lead evaporate.
Second power play for LA. No shots in the previous attempt. Doughty moves it by Gennon. 10 seconds left in the period. They go to the corner as we are now deadlocked at 4. A wild second. Shot taken, looking for a tip there. It goes off Doughty at the horn. That'll do it. 2 in the books here in Denver. Coming up, we have the Discover Card intermission report with Russ Keith and Anson Carter. And they will be looking at the Avs power play, which is rolling here tonight, and a preview of the game played in Chicago at Soldier Field. So 2 down in Denver and a wild hockey game. Colorado had, and we stress had, a 4-2 lead. And the LA Kings have stormed back. We are deadlocked at 4. Wednesday night rivalry presented by Coors Light. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. And by Verizon, the official wireless partner of the NHL. A beautiful day has turned into a gorgeous night here in Denver. We look forward to this third period. And in the second period, LA's coach Daryl Sutter was very insightful in terms of how he wanted his team to play. Let's go inside the glass with Drew Remenda.
John, he wanted them to play better along those little yellow boards, along the bumpers. And the LA Kings, in order to tie this game up, did exactly that. They went to the LA Kings game, which is a heavy game. Check out the shift that leads to the goal. First of all, it's winning the battle and getting inside on the puck. Making sure you get it back to the front of the net. Again, nose over the puck, get inside. Win the race to the loose puck along the boards, kick it back. Stay inside, get body position, not able to clear. Good pinch. And on the good pinch, again, recover the puck. Watch this puck protection. Mike Richards backs in, creates space. Now throw it to the net with a great job by Jeff Carter getting in front and having a beautiful tip. That's how the LA Kings play. That's when they're the best, they're most successful, is when they play that heavy game and win those battles.
And with Cody McLeod in the box, the LA Kings will start this third period with 95 seconds of power play time and off the draw. They will set it up. Voinov and Doughty on the points. Jeff Carter, Anze Kopitar, and Tyler Toffoli to get it started for the Kings. This is Doughty. Toffoli moves it past Nate Gennon. Takes a hit from him. The jam in back of the goal of J.S. Giguère. Anze Kopitar, Drew Doughty at the point. He'll feed it across. Here's Voinov for Jeff Carter. He scored his 21st tonight. Out in front to Foley. Good stop by Giguère. Loose in the slot. Still there for the taking, and it's wheeled back for Doughty. But he has to play it outside the blue line, and the Kings now reorganize.
Toffoli really close to striking on that goal.
Anze Kopitar. Trailing him was Jeff Carter. He pulls up. Threads it across. Here's Doughty. One-timer. Voinov denied by Giguère. Andre Benoit tried to clear. Second crack at it. Not out. Good keep. Here's Kopitar. Moving on O'Reilly. Anze Kopitar, who has scored tonight. He advances. His shot fought off by Giguère. Getting to it is Ryan O'Reilly. He has Duchesne knocked out of midair by Dustin Brown. O'Reilly one more time. Circles. Tries to get away from Voinov. He moves it all the way back out to kill time. 10 seconds left on Colorado's kill.
That was a huge play by Dustin Brown because Matt Duchesne was gone on that fly pattern.
Here's Justin Williams pulling up. Williams holding onto it away from Corey Sarich. 3 shots for LA with that power play. Along the boards now. Holden taking down Mike Richards, and another penalty.
Nick Holden is going to be going to the box. Another power play for the Los Angeles Kings to start off this third period. Play along the boards. Nick Holden coming up. This is, you have an argument here for the Colorado Avalanche. They're looking at this and thinking that that Mike Richards turned just at the last second and exposed his back. That's what the argument is from the Colorado Avalanche bench. The coaches have put a quick squash to that. They want their guys to focus on the task at hand, not on the calls by the refs.
2 minutes for boarding on Nick Holden. Jarrett Stoll posed by John Mitchell on this faceoff. Early in this third period, deadlocked at 4. Off the draw, Jan Hejda on his own target. Cleaned up by Giguère. Another faceoff in Colorado ice.
I think Jarrett Stoll, when he broke the stick and then dove to get that puck out of the zone in the second period, I think he hurt himself because he's really labored out there. He was not very happy with himself when losing that draw. And when he tried to straighten up, it was hard for him.
He wins it back. Richards in control, deflecting wide, loose right out in front. From the defense, Nate Gennin will clear it all the way back out. Jake Muzzin all the way back now for the LA Kings. They start ahead. Muzzin's pass for Mike Richards. They gain entry. He button hooks back, holds onto it. Moving away from Cleach. Now Williams with a shot fought off by Giguère. Played here by John Mitchell as he sends it all the way back in the Los Angeles zone.
Coaching staff of the Avs, John, want their defense to stand up with the blue line. Don't give the Kings the your defensive zone.
Carter sneaks in, lays it back. It rolls around, a great stick. As Toffoli had the opportunity, and on the spot that time defensively was Ryan O'Reilly.
Beautiful entry into the zone and a nice recovery defensively for the Avalanche. So both teams really starting to pick up their game. Nice entry wide. Got a chance going back to the slot. Goes all the way through, and a nice recovery, as you mentioned, by Ryan O'Reilly. That's when the forward has to read, come back, and recognize that there's trouble at the net, so he's got to collapse as low as he can.
Face-off won by the Kings. Carter moves in for a shot. It deflects. It goes in the mesh. We'll get a face-off here in the Colorado zone. 56 seconds left in the power play.
And that play by Ryan O'Reilly is something that the coaching staff for the Avalanche have been talking about all night. Good sticks, active sticks, good sticks defensively. That was a play by Ryan O'Reilly. He used his stick very well defensively.
Kopitar, Carter, Toffoli, Voinov, and Drew Doughty for Los Angeles. Plenty of time left in their power play. Goes by Mitchell. Slava Voinov. Now Doughty. Orchestrates out in front off of Corey Saric. He gets it back. Here's Anze Kopitar. Moving away from John Mitchell. Drew Doughty. Moved off now for Voinov. Inside, they connect the dots. It's loose. They score! Anze Kopitar got to a loose puck, and the Kings have a 5-4 lead.
I'm not really sure how to explain this one, John. Are you? It kind of popped over everybody and over Jean-Sébastien Giguère. Fake shot. Now we're going to get traffic towards the net. He's going to release. There goes Carter to the front. Puck bounces up and it just goes over it all. It's Anze Kopitar. Great call, John. Pick that up. Puck comes over and Anze Kopitar just finishes it off. His second goal of the game. But again, it's people to the net. Good plays up top with the fake shot and the movement. Again, getting that puck to the front of the net. Now Patrick Roy asking about it, saying, was it a high stick? Was it a touch? No, it wasn't. It just popped over Jean-Sébastien Giguère and touched in the net by Anze Kopitar. Once again, Anze Kopitar proves that he is the big-time player for the Kings.
It is the 200th career assist for Jeff Carter on that play. Second goal of the night for Anze Kopitar. 19th goal of the season. Toffoli will also get an assist. And Drew, are they still looking at this?
Yeah, they are. They're looking over at the bench, but the bench, the timekeeper's bench, where the phone call comes from the situation room, they just got the thumbs up. They're ready to go.
So tremendous leadership by the Kings in an outburst here. The last time they scored 4 goals was against St. Louis in mid-January in a 4-1 victory. They're always in that neighborhood of 2-1, 3-2 games, and now Wilson out in front for Parento, stopped by Martin Jones. Brian Wilson, Tyson Barrie, Matt Duchene now, stopping and starting. Out in front, off of Stoll. It's loose to the wall. Barrie gets to it. Parenteau checked by Matt Green. It's loose. Now Dwight King. Forced that time by Tyson Barrie. To the point. O'Reilly moves it across. Shot taken. Blocked on the way through. Shot by Ryan Wilson. Now Parenteau in the slot. Punched wide by Barrie. Green with a soft clear. Not out. Parenteau. Turning stick of Matt Duchene. He'll move it back. Tyson Barrie away from Dustin Brown. Ryan Wilson off a stick. Held in beautifully by Barrie. O'Reilly out in front. Chipped wide by Parenteau. Here's Duchene. Broken up by Dustin Brown. LA needs a change, and they floated all the way back.
That's a great pushback shift by the Colorado Avalanche. Looked like it was on the power play.
Wow.
Tyson Barrie all over the place. Exactly what Patrick Watt talked about. They love Tyson Barrie when he's moving his feet and he's up in the offensive attack.
Now O'Reilly lays it ahead. Looking for Nathan MacKinnon, broken up by Robin Regeer. It deflects off Williams. It comes back. Here's Nick Holden. 5 minutes gone in period 3. 5-4 in favor of the LA Kings now. On the go-ahead goal scored by Anze Kopitar in this third period. Holden. Jan Hejda to the center zone. Jordan Nolan is there. They recoil. Regeer gets it from Voinov. Lays it along for Nolan. Jordan Nolan. Skate to stick. Trevor Lewis. Moving on Holden out in front. Lyndon Bay. Bay to the outside. Muzzin with a shot off the body off Nolan. The Avalanche have control. Gabriel Landeskog hit by Drew Doughty. Muzzin on MacKinnon. Good battle there. Landeskog goes hard at Trevor Lewis. Now the Kings, as we see, have control, and out they come. Drew Doughty. Over the line. Lays it back for Lyndon Bay. From the corner, Trevor Lewis now is checked by Nate Gennon. Dug out by Bay. He centers one intended for Jordan Nolan, and it pops back. It's a foot race, but no problem for Drew Doughty ahead of Cody McLeod.
John, the pace is definitely picked up down here.
Loose play. A steal. Barrie, McLeod, and it's blocked. I believe Doughty got a piece of it, Drew.
I think you're right.
Comes all the way back in the Colorado zone. This is icing. We'll swing it back. Call ** NHL to download the NHL's Game Center. Get a free premium upgrade only on Verizon. Enjoy exclusives like free live NBC national games. Never be without hockey.
You don't want to be without a hockey game like this.
No.
First game back for both these teams in the Olympic break. 9 goals been scored. There's been a ton of action. Good physical play. You've seen great players step up, make great players, and the goaltenders doing their thing, even though they've got 9 goals scored on them collectively. The emotion is there. The pace is there. Unfortunately, the offense is there. That makes for a fun hockey game.
Been a great doubleheader. Great way to kick off our coverage here in the second season on NBCSN. Out to center ice now. Jeff Carter checked by Ryan Wilson. Wilson recovers. Parenteau a quick up. It's Duchene defended by Voinov. And Wilson now retreats. They'll throw it across. Parenteau on Voinov. Keeps him nicely to the outside. Duchene looking for Parenteau. Toffoli looks around. Broken up by Tyson Barrie. Barrie slides to the head for Parenteau. Checked by Voinov. Ryan O'Reilly, a good play. Here's Barrie one more time. He'll move on Toffoli. And it deflects out of play. We get a stoppage. 12:58 left to go in regulation time. Los Angeles 5, Colorado 4. And the difference-making goal right now belongs to Anze Kopitar. March 15th, the Formula One season returns on NBC Sports. 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel defends his title down under at the Rolex Australian Grand Prix. Coverage begins Saturday, March 15th at 1:30 a.m. Eastern, 10:30 Pacific on NBCSN. John Forsland, Drew Emenda inside the glass, Pepsi Center here in Denver. Wednesday night rivalry presented by Coors Light, 5-4. Favoring the Los Angeles Kings. Landeskog, what a stop! Martin Jones, none better. As the Avalanche had the attempt from Jamie McGinn, and Martin Jones saved his best for now.
That is a fantastic save by Martin Jones. Turn, great job by Jamie McGinn. The heavy stick just gets his stick on it. Another fantastic pass, this time by Gabriel Landeskog, I should say. And what a save by Martin Jones. Stays with it. This would be the very definition of not giving up on a puck. I turned and looked at Patrick Roy. Just because it was natural, he used to make saves like that all the time, John.
Yeah, I know.
They're like nothing to it.
Martin Jones won his first 8 as an NHL goaltender, then proceeded to lose 4 in a row. As we pointed out earlier, went to the American Hockey League during the Olympic break. They're going to need him with the scheduling. Of course, it's a back-to-back. They're in Calgary tomorrow, and likely that Jonathan Quick will be back to his post. Now it's loose along the boards. John Mitchell goes deep. Back to the point. Barry. Broken up. Muzzin out to the center zone. Colorado again gets to it. John Mitchell knocks it down. He's upended. No call. Back to the point. Ryan Wilson goes ahead with it. Out of the reach of Cody McLeod. Down the wall. Barry sidestepping a hit. Moved by Drew Doughty. Dustin Brown for the Kings. A good play to get it back out. And the Avalanche reorganize. It's broken up. Here's Dustin Brown holding onto it. His shot stopped. A beauty by Giguère.
Big stop right there. We're going to be looking at that near the end of the game, saying that was a key stop.
11:39 left in regulation time. 25 shots for the Kings. 20 for Colorado. Tyson Barrie now swinging back. To center ice. Off the boards. Just outside the line. Willie Mitchell. Avalanche in the process of a line change. Wilson is paired with Andre Benoit. They start a controlled breakout. Parenteau away from Trevor Lewis. Duchesne. Read by Lewis. Nate Gennin takes a hit, makes a play. Landeskog knocked down by Duchesne. It's offside. We get a stoppage of play.
Dustin Brown's had trouble scoring this year, John. He's not got any in his last 12 games, but the hit by Jared Stoll pops Dustin Brown for a 2-on-1. He decides to shoot, moves himself to the middle. Not a bad play here by Dustin Brown. Little toe drag, moves middle, gives himself a better angle, but nicely fought off by J.S. Giguère, the captain, still looking for a big goal for his team.
And as we saw there, his 700th NHL game tonight for the King captain. Young man from Ithaca, New York, off the draw. Benoit swings it across. Gennin swallowed by Jones. He'll hang on. Another face-off, this time in the LA zone.
Interesting watching the Colorado Avalanche bench because they're up. This is a young team. They were up by a couple of goals. They looked like they had all the momentum, and then the LA Kings came and stole it from them. But there's no panic on this bench. The bench from the coaching staff, the emotion's still there, but there's no frustration. They're very upbeat. They're very positive. It's interesting to watch how these young guys are reacting to this game.
They have won 5 of their last 7 prior to the break. LA only has 2 wins in their last 11. We're on the boards now. McKinnon broken up. Nate Gennin turning away from Tanner Pearson all the way back. Here's Andre Benoit. Chipped along by Landeskog, an opening. McGinn's in. His shot, good stick. Jake Muzzin coming all the way across.
Jamie McGinn is all over it, and you're going to have to play this young man tough, and that's what the Kings do. Hard comeback here by Jake Muzzin. All he's thinking is just take the body. You can't try to play the puck in that situation because very often a guy like Jamie McGinn on that right-handed shot will drag that by you. You see his numbers. He was earlier this year a little bit in Patrick Roy's doghouse, but he certainly popped out of it, especially with today's performance.
Face-off won by LA. Here's Williams. Broken up by Holden momentarily, then Toffoli given a rough ride that time by Cody McLeod. Jan Hejda for McLeod and back out. Muzzin just inside his own line. Coyley away for Doughty. Kopitar. Brink wides for Toffoli. Goes off on a change and rolls it in. Giguère moves it. Justin Williams for the Kings. Mataya has the puck. Pass broken up that time. Good reach by Marc-Andre Cliche as it comes all the way back in. Dwight King. Garrett Stoll to the outside of Hejda. Good pass. Here's Mitchell. His shot blocked by Ryan O'Reilly, who can't get to a puck. Now it's played by Mitchell, peppered by O'Reilly. Here they come. Parenteau over the line. His shot deflects high off of Matt Green's stick.
Long reach by Matt Green.
Loose play. Parenteau with a shot wide. Steal by Tyson Barrie.
Tyson Barrie up on the play, the defenseman.
Exciting game tonight. 9:18 left to go in regulation time. It's been heated. It is Wednesday night rivalry presented by Coors Light from Denver, the Kings and the Avalanche.
Coaches always wonder how are guys going to react coming back from the Olympics on the big stage. Well, Matt Duchene and Andrei Kopitar have reacted exactly the way their coaches want them, being big impact players in this game, really leading their teams.
Tyson Barrie moves it ahead. They approach the 11-minute mark in this third period. A one-goal game. The LA Kings on top. Along the boards now, Nathan MacKinnon hands it off to Gabriel Landeskog. Play read by Slava Voinov, and out he comes. In the skates of Dwight King, it comes all the way back. Barrie looks around, paired with Nate Gennon. Stolen here by Dustin Brown. Robin Regeer with a shot blocked on the way through by MacKinnon. Lyndon Vey. Robin Regeer off the stick, it stays in play. Trevor Lewis. Fresh legs over the boards, tries to set up Lyndon Vey, and it's broken up here by Tyson Barrie. Landeskog. Through the center zone, young MacKinnon from well out. The Avalanche are changing, so smartly dumps it in.
Avalanche coaches, John, really want their guys to start moving their feet again, get skating.
Jake Muzzin, caught by Giguère. He'll hang on, slow it down.
Well, Andrei Kopitar was the hot king coming into this Olympics, and then coming out of it, he's continued his hot play. In the second period, good play along the boards. It's just the poise, but he made that play with his reach behind the net. And then on the power play, again, the poise and the eye-hand coordination. He stayed with the puck all the way down, hit the ice, made sure he didn't high stick it. He's got 2 big goals for his team tonight.
Carter off the draw, sends it wide on a deflection. Ryan O'Reilly coming back for Colorado. Corey Saric out of the corner. Sends it all the way across for O'Reilly. Cross corner it goes. Muzzin is there. Chopped now by Kopitar. Forced by Saric. Loose along the boards. It pops out. A loose play. Benoit with a shot. Stopped by Jones. He lost control of it. Off the back of the cage. Duchene. Now Parenteau. Moved off. Good play that time. Getting it out by young Tanner Pearson. And it pops back. A turnover to Foley. Lays it back for Carter. Corey Saric has time in his own zone. 7:25 left in this third period. Shots are 26 for Los Angeles and 22 for Colorado. Benoit off of McLeod. John Mitchell. Cody McLeod out in front. Cleaned up. Played here by Jan Hayda. Cradled by Mitchell through a screen wide. Nick Holden takes a hit. Keeps it deep. Mitchell on him. Now they jam along the boards. Cody McLeod and Andrei Kopitar. You see it up close. It pops out. Mitchell again guarded by John Mitchell away from Willie Mitchell. And now here's Nick Holden to the outside. Inside again for Cody McLeod. Denied by Martin Jones. It's loose. Justin Williams away now. Matt Green getting a pass from Toffoli. And out they go.
A little board work by the Colorado Avalanche.
It goes by Justin Williams. Played here by Nick Holden. Landeskog. Ice cut in half by Dwight King. Didn't see it at first, and now Holden goes across. Barrie off the stick of King. Holden. This is Landeskog. He approached the 14-minute mark. Now Landeskog. The roadblock was Voinov. Now Regeer. Hampered by MacKinnon. Knocked out of midair by Brown. Dustin Brown along the boards. Gabriel Landeskog is on him. Inside it goes for Nathan MacKinnon. Holding onto it out in front. Here's a chance. Oh, Jones! What a save on Landeskog.
Got to be careful here. The way the power play is working for the Avalanche, you do not want to take a penalty if you're the Kings.
5:59 left to go in regulation time. Young Martin Jones on the spot, and he comes up big as we go down the stretch. Busy week ahead. Chicago and the Rangers NHL Network tomorrow. Soldier Field, NBC Saturday night, Pittsburgh, Chicago. Then NBC Sunday afternoon, Philadelphia, Washington. The Heritage Classic from Vancouver on NBCSN. And later that evening on NBCSN, Boston and the New York Rangers at 7 Eastern.
The Olympics were great on NBCSN, but I'm telling you, it's great when the season gets back rolling, especially when we got games like this to start things off.
That's right, and 2 outdoor games this weekend. Heritage Classic in Vancouver, and then, of course, the game in Chicago at Soldier Field. Now Landeskog away from Jeff Carter. Jamie McGinn. Landeskog going down. Drew Doughty with a key block. Landeskog back to the point. Tyson Barrie. Jamie McGinn. With stick work here by Nathan MacKinnon. He stays with it. He stays strong on the puck. MacKinnon in control out in front. Cleaned up by Muzzin. Carried out of harm's way by Jeff Carter. Makes the move on Gennon to the goal crease. Played here by Parenteau. 5:15 left to go in this third period. Martin Jones will tee it up for Matt Green. Swooping back is Andrei Kopitar. His goal has split the difference here in the third period, making it 5-4 for the Kings. Now it goes ahead. Ryan O'Reilly moves it this way. Matt Green at the point for Los Angeles will keep it deep. Justin Williams in control. Lays it back now. Willie Mitchell with a shot through a screen, knocked down. Played here by Tyler Toffoli. Kopitar defended by Colorado's Andre Benoit. Lay it off for Williams. He's hampered by Saric. Regier plays it outside the blue line. They recoil. A possible turnover. Matt Duchene races in. Getting back nicely, Voinov. Here's O'Reilly right in. Off the stick of Kopitar. O'Reilly centers for Parenteau. Back it goes, the shot. Off Kopitar, out of play, taken by Nick Holden.
That all happens because of the quickness of Matt Duchene. In the neutral zone, he jumps to the puck. Now he's going to play that game down low. He tries to get inside. Now he's going to work hard to get back and get possession of the puck. Terrific support. The bench was yelling, get in there, PA. They wanted PA Parenteau to get in to support that play. He did. O'Reilly picked it up with a good chance towards the net. Again, the down low play by the Colorado Avalanche in this late in this third period is generating them some chances.
Stastny will win it back. Nick Holden. Paul Stastny. He's dangerous in back of the goal. He's taken down by Doughty. Lost his stick. Doughty gets it back. Here's John Mitchell. Handing off now. They wheel it across for Nick Holden. His shot deflects wide. Dustin Brown tries to clear, not out. Nick Holden sweeps it across. Inside it goes John Mitchell. Good stick by Drew Doughty. And the Kings will survive as they get it out. Jarrett Stoll from long range off the shoulder of Giguère, and it stays in play. 3:39 left in this third period. John Hayda away from Jordan Nolan. Through the center zone. Cut off by Jamie McGinn. He'll move it by Matt Green. He's taken down, Drew.
Yeah, it was a penalty there. Jamie McGinn chips the puck by Green. He's trying to go by him, and Matt Green makes a little extra effort to take the man, and that's going to be enough for another Colorado Avalanche power play, and they have been deadly tonight on the power play. Chip it by him. That is definitely interference. It could be kneeing or interference. There's no doubt about that call. Jamie McGinn made the right play. You want to put the pucks behind the defense and use the speed. In that situation, Matt Green knew he was in trouble. He's going to get the tripping call. And the Avalanche go back to work with a chance to tie the game with a man advantage.
And they rev it up inside Pepsi Center. They have been outstanding with the power play tonight. 3 out of 4. 8 shots. PA Parenteau coming all the way back. Nick Holden, Matt Duchene, Ryan O'Reilly, and Jamie McGinn are out there for Patrick Waugh. O'Reilly from the corner. McGinn shovels one high over the top of Martin Jones. Nick Holden at the point. He'll settle down a rolling puck. O'Reilly across now. Matt Duchene off the wall. Gathers in. Trevor Lewis and Drew Doughty on him. Inside O'Reilly. Off the pad of Jones.
Another big save.
Now it goes back for Parenteau. Chipped along by McGinn. O'Reilly, Duchene. Broken up by Doughty. What a play there, and he got it out.
Yelling for patience from the bench of Colorado Avalanche coaches. They want their power play to be patient. Don't panic with the puck. Execute.
See the time left in the power play. MacKinnon coming all the way back. Nathan MacKinnon will set up shop.
Patrick Waugh may pull Jean-Sébastien Giguère a little earlier than normal here. Jimenez moving out.
Right on cue. There he goes. Extra man out for Colorado. Benoit moves it inside. Landeskog along the boards grinding. Stastny by him. Benoit around the clock. It's Barry away from Carter. Looking for a tip. None available. Now Paul Stastny holding on to it. 30 seconds on the power play. Here's Andre Benoit. Paul Stastny turns. Inside it goes. They hold on to it. McKinnon off a stick. Stastny again. Back to the point. Benoit. Tyson Barrie goes wide. Stastny in the slot. Landeskog broken up by Richards. Oh, Jones comes up big on McKinnon. Now back of the goal. Paul Stastny. Benoit hammers one off Landeskog. 6 seconds on the power play. Stastny across for Tyson Barrie. Walking on Jeff Carter. Out of the box is Matt Green. Stastny in control. Inside again, McKinnon. To the goal crease and out.
They love that down and in play.
Good sticks defensively by the LA Kings. Now Stastny. McKinnon whipping one off a body off Voinov. 1:05 left to go in regulation time. 6 skaters out. Here's Stastny. Oh, it goes by O'Reilly and back, but not out. McKinnon inside again. Landeskog for McKinnon. Knocked down. O'Reilly fought off by Carter. A loose play. Gabriel Landeskog defended by Voinov. Jeff Carter not out again. Held in by Stastny. Landeskog defended by Voinov. They rally along the board. Stastny one more time. 37 seconds left. O'Reilly miscommunicates with Jan Hejda.
The Kings need a break here.
Parenteau. They're onside. O'Reilly. Landeskog fought off by Jones. Stoll off the boards and out. 21 seconds left. 5-4 Los Angeles. Here's Drew Doughty. Elevating the puck. Justin Williams is onside. That'll do it.
The Avalanche had all the pressure. They had an exhausted LA Kings team shorthanded out on the ice. A couple of good saves by Martin Jones. Let's go back to it. What a sequence. Patience, the down and in play. Chance off the blocker. Another chance coming down low, going to go down and in from the other side. Good stick check there by Martin Jones. And then Voinov collapsing. And they get the break they need. A little flip play. Justin Williams finally gets a goal. His first one in 22 games. And the Avalanche are disappointed. They thought that they did enough to at least tie the game. But the Kings survived. And their big guys were able to contribute.
It'll be their 32nd win of the season, their 15th on the road. They come to Denver. They win the season series, and they close out a Wednesday night rivalry. As Ryan O'Reilly and the Colorado Avalanche are dejected, but Martin Jones and the Kings get it done 6-4. Drew will have an interview with one of the stars of the game in just a moment, but right now let's get back to Russ in the studio for NHL Overtime, presented by Bud Light.